I got to be honest. I think this might be one of the funniest episodes that we've done.
Not to mention episode 40.
Hello, 40. We are over the hill now.
Oh, yeah, and over the hill and through the woods.
Now, look, earlier today, I was snarky, sassy. You guys were like, Dad, why are you so grumpy?
Yeah, and that's because you were working out.
Yeah, I had a good workout competition. We will tell you about it, because the first rule of CrossFit is you got to talk about CrossFit.
Yeah. And exaggerate it, right?
Oh, definitely exaggeration. We had a dinner party tonight. There was some explosive action.
Yeah, you'll have to hear about that. Oh. Yeah.
Any neck strengthening exercises?
Yeah, contact me.
Contact Johnny.
Go, just send whatever, post stuff on. Yep, do that.
Do that. Old Spice comes back for an old man moment.
Yeah.
And you know who didn't get a shout out today?
Dr. Haldeman LLC.
She didn't. She didn't get a shout out.
So you can find her at
702-258-7860. Sorry, Dr. Haldeman, for not mentioning you during the podcast, but we did right now.
Oh!
And Cinemark also didn't get a shout out because we don't review movies on this podcast. It's not about reviewing movies.
But shout out to Cinemark anyway.
Shout out anyway because we appreciate all that you do and for the sponsorship that you're giving us one day.
Yeah, Brandon, hit it.
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Oh, Zoolander, how we love you.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing mighty fine. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a little bit longer. I mean, it's funny because we did 2 podcasts in 4 days.
Yeah.
And then we took a little bit of a break, but we're back.
Yeah, I actually so I'm super confused. Time is tough. Time goes along with math. And
time
math
is
hard.
relative.
Whatever that means.
So there's the theory of relativity. I'm not smart enough to fully understand it. But somehow, if you were traveling in a spaceship at the speed of light, I would age faster than you would.
Yeah, I don't...
So if you traveled for 10 years at the speed of light and then turned around and came back 10 years at the speed of light, you would age 20 years, but I would age 80 years or something like that.
Yeah,
Makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense to me either. And also, we cannot go to the speed of light.
So how do they test this out?
Yeah, so you can send objects to the speed of light, but humans, if you're going the speed of light, your bones will crush and crumble. It's just too fast.
So I heard somebody, and I don't know if they've done this or not, or if they're just making stuff up. I heard it on a podcast, so it has to be true because everything we say on this podcast is also true.
all the injury stories true.
True.
Yeah.
So if you put a watch on a baby's born, and you put a watch on that baby, and then an old person like me is also wearing a watch, my watch would go faster than the baby's watch.
How?
That's, again, so I don't know if this is true or not, but it has to be because I heard it on a podcast. Now, you're hearing this on a podcast, so it must be true.
Okay, this is
it's
theory.
a podcast within a podcast true.
Yeah.
So I think, for you, if I said, hey, Christmas is coming up, does it feel in your mind, is Christmas going to be here soon or is it going to be a long time?
Well, what day is it?
Well, it's today. Today's October,
Christmas
whatever it is.
Christmas is not coming up. It's going to be a bit.
Okay, so for me, Christmas is literally around the corner.
What?
It's just, I remember as a kid, Christmas, it took so long to get there and during the Christmas season. And as an adult, it's I can't believe it's already almost Christmas. And then once the Christmas season hits, it's holy crap, Christmas is already here. It's insane.
Yeah, it's Halloween's not even here, and it's already October.
Yeah, and so I bet summer for you kind of flew by and went fast.
Oh yeah, summer. Oh my.
But the school year slows everything down.
Yeah.
So things are slow. But for me, it's I just can't believe how fast 1 week just flies by.
You know that thing that they say time flies when you're having fun?
Yeah,
that's true.
And I can't believe in my mind, I can't believe you're 13 years old.
What?
Yeah,
I'm 13 years old.
I remember it's funny I look at, so here's a thought along this line, but it's also different. It's there's there's a kid who's a school shooter.
There's a kid that's a school shooter.
Yeah, okay, so thank you for saying that. And so obviously that's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But I feel for the parents because in the parents' eyes, even though this kid did something terrible, it's atrocious.
Yeah, that's still their little baby.
It's still their little baby. They're looking at that. They remember when this kid was taking its first steps and, doing the goo goo gaga stuff. And so, and that goes back to the duality of man, which is one of my favorite topics.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, so time flies by differently, and so maybe it's just all relative. I don't know.
I actually remember. This is not the memory of me having my first steps, but I remember the first time we raced up the stairs. I think.
Who won?
I did.
It's a false memory right there, brother.
Well, I think like the first time I remember racing up the stairs, like in our old house, I remember it was like awesome. Like I remember running up the stairs as fast as I could.
Did I let you guys win?
Yeah.
I'm a bad. So I don't like letting my kids win.
Yeah, you're like.
So I'll keep it close generally, but I don't like to let you guys win.
Yeah, I also remember doing a double layer piggyback ride. So Ralph would be on your back, and
then you'd be on top of him.
Yeah,
I remember doing that kind of stuff. So all right, if you and I right now had a foot race, you pick the distance.
Oh,
who's winning?
Probably you.
Let me just change that. 100% me.
Yeah.
You got 0% chance of winning.
Yeah, I'm not too fast on my feet.
At what age do you think you'll be when you can be faster than me?
When you're in a wheelchair.
So my goal as a father which is also
is to always be better than your kids.
Basically, so my goal is the day that you're able to physically beat me up is the day that it would be also socially uncouth for you to do so. Like, if you beat me up, you'd be like, dude, what are you doing? That's an old man. You can't beat up that old man.
It's like Hot Rod.
Like Hot Rod.
He's like, the dad's dying of cancer, and he's like, I'll beat your butt right now. He like pulls out like a batoon or something.
Anyway, we had some friends over for dinner tonight.
What?
And had some fajitas.
Those are fajitas?
Yeah. Yeah, so we have pretty good food.
I thought fajitas were chicken.
So there's chicken, there's steak, and shrimp. Those are the most common of fajitas.
Interesting.
I'm sure you could have any other. You'd probably have bacon if you wanted. Bless you. When you sneeze, dude, it comes in pairs or trios. Or is there another one?
There's actually, I've gotten like 7 in a row.
Yeah, I know you have. All right, so we're sitting around afterwards. We're eating. We're having just a little bit of like fruit dip, and it was good. Like Renee made this pumpkin dip that we're putting some pretzels in. It was really good.
Yeah, it was. Pretzels. Oh yeah, it's good. Pretzels are addicting. They're not that good, but they're addicting. Like
you're like, oh, I'll have a pretzel, and you're like, that was okay.
Yeah, I'll have another one.
And then you're like, these pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yeah, no, literally, I have a story. I pretended like one day after school. Okay, I'm like doing homework. Okay, it's like about, I say, 4 o'clock. Okay, I'm doing homework. This is like 5th grade or something. So I grabbed a bag of pretzels, put them right here. 2 hours later, I did not get a single bit of work done, and I'm still shoving my mouth full of pretzels.
It's the crack cocaine of this day and age.
Yeah, and inhaling it is even better.
So anyway, we're having these friends over. We're sitting around chit-chatting.
Are we going to name those friends?
No. And
I think they...
Go ahead and name them if you want.
Grandma Debbie and Grandpa Mike.
Yep, so there you go. And then we're talking, and all of a sudden I say something, and...
something else slips out.
I mean, look,
not out of the mouth.
I'm at the age where apparently just talking, I can inadvertently pass gas.
Yeah. So
like I said, yeah, it reminds me of, and I tried to keep going. Like I was like, maybe nobody heard it because I was kind of talking at the same time.
I didn't hear. I wasn't really paying attention.
And then Ralph's like, Dad, did you just fart?
It's like Dumb and Dumber. It's like,
Dad, did you? And you're like, just shut up! I'm trying to play it off like I did, man. Like nobody can smell it. They're hard of hearing, you know.
Sorry, what did you?
Yeah. And, then I got the giggles. Like there's some serious talk going on, and I'm like starting to laugh because I'm laugh farting.
It's and it's like, I felt like the adult in that situation because it's like seemed like something I would be laughing about, and you'd be like, "Come on, what are you doing?"
So look, here's what I just need this out of you. Like, if we're ever in this situation ever again, I need you to take the bullet for me.
Yeah, it's like, no, that was me.
Now, look, let's just say that you got friends over to the house, and that happens to you.
Yeah.
I will 100%, oh, my bad, guys. I'm sorry. excuse me, I gotta go. Like, I will own that for you to save you the embarrassment.
You know, next time you're with me, I'm just gonna fart. If
it's just the two of us, if it's your friends. Now, if there's girls over, that's what I'm talking about. If it's your friends, like just a bunch of dudes, that's what dudes do. Dudes just fart. But I'm saying if there's girls, like say you're having a date over here at the house, and like Renee and I are like playing restaurant owner, and like. Would you like the chicken or the steak?
And then you give us our food.
I'm giving you the food. All of a sudden, you're just like, pardon me, mademoiselle. I had too much of the ranch earlier today. It seems the cheese was a little strong for this little lad over here. Most sincere apology. Young Jonathan, would you like to talk to me over here? Like, Jonathan, you gotta go to the bathroom. You just pooped your pants.
It's like, I know.
Okay, so that's that. So I have an old man moment brought to you by Old Spice. We have not had very many old man moments.
Whoa.
I kind of have a twofer because that last thing, the inadvertent passing of gas, the flatulence, that's an old man moment. But I had an older man moment.
Whoa.
Yeah, thank you. That was a very intelligent sentence, John. We gotta get cameras.
Yeah.
Your facial expressions are amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so
it's like Joe Biden's like, to make America better. That's hilarious.
I agree. I agree, but yes.
I'll say I.
I agree. We also need to. All right. So the other day, I am getting ready to get in the shower.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a shirt. I typically do not shower with my clothes on.
What? I don't.
It's a new thing I've been trying out. I shower in the nude.
Oh.
So I'm taking my shirt off, and by doing so, I tweaked my neck.
There's no way.
And it's like one of those things like, oh, that kind of felt weird. And then as the day wore on, it got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And so I had this CrossFit competition this past weekend.
Yeah.
Have I told you I do CrossFit?
What?
Oh, I'll tell you all about it. So anyway, got some acupuncture that night. It helped a little bit, but it wasn't totally good. Got a massage, did a little chiropractic, and it all helped, but it's still bugging me. And part of that's probably because of the competition I had yesterday. But
yeah.
Anyway, I'm at the age where taking off my shirt makes my neck hurt.
Yeah. I actually have something. If anybody out there knows how to strengthen somebody's neck who's trying to be a race car driver, contact me. Yes.
we are big in the race car community, so I bet you'll start getting a lot of messages.
Yeah. Just like, what is that?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
No. DM me directly.
Yeah, DM. Yeah, just DM us. Find us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Cats in the Cradle podcast, and just send us.
Reply your daily neck workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, when I played football, and granted we'd be wearing a helmet when we'd do this, but so
I'll wear a helmet too.
So there would be somebody standing, and like you would put your head against their knee. And then you'd like push on their knee for a little bit, and then you do the other side, and then like they would grab your face mask, and you would bring your head down, and then you'd bring your head up, and we'd do that for about 30 seconds each rotation every day, and it did get your neck stronger. So just put your head against the wall and push against it.
Yeah, and then I'll have the wall grab my chin.
Well, I don't know how to do the face, the up and down motion on that. So that one, I don't know.
Actually, a wall punched me. I have a wound on my pinky.
Yeah, it's tough, man. That's a good little gash.
Yeah, I was climbing a gate, and I didn't have correct footing, slid down.
Yeah, it's tough.
The wall scratched me, bro.
Did you punch that wall right in the face?
Oh, yeah. I was like,
Showed that wall who's boss.
Yeah.
So I had a CrossFit competition yesterday. You had a volleyball match yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
You lost.
But was I doing good?
I don't know. Did you?
No. Yeah, I was actually doing pretty good. I'm not the best, but I could improve. I had my good moments, but I also had my bad moments.
And that's part of life, right? We're on this path of life. We're trying to progress.
Yeah.
And be the best versions of ourselves. Which brings me to my CrossFit competition for yesterday.
Sorry for interrupting again. I saw my old history teacher at the volleyball game.
Yeah, did she talk trash?
It was a he.
And did he talk trash?
No. He was
He's like, boo, Jonathan.
He's like, yeah, I messed up. He's like, nice job, Jonathan. I was like, what?
You're like, that was not a nice job.
I was doing terrible.
Are you an idiot? Do you not know the rules of volleyball?
Well, let's continue CrossFit competition.
So, look, there's 25 teams in the RX division, which is the highest of the divisions.
No way.
We finished 20th. It was a co-ed competition, so me and my friend Courtney Horner, we were partners on that.
Oh.
And
shout out to Courtney.
Shout out to Courtney, not a listener. So she won't
get no shout out. I'm
still shouting out because she was my CrossFit workout partner for yesterday.
Yeah.
And we finished 20th out of 25, which I guess if you...
Is 25 the best?
25 would be the worst.
Yeah.
So look, our goal was to not finish last. I'm old. We've established this. I hurt my neck taking my shirt off. She hurt her hip. I don't even know what she was doing. So she hurt her hip.
Breakdancing.
She hurt her hip breakdancing. The most common way to hurt hips.
She was cooking and dancing, and she was making some like a burrito or something, and she hit her door on the hip to close the door.
The cupboard.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's one workout that one person was rowing and the other person was doing burpees, jumping over box, and then they would do wall balls.
Yeah.
And so we decided the strategy that we would take is that I would row the entire time for 13 minutes.
Yeah.
And she would do the couplet of burpee box jumper overs and then wall balls.
Yeah.
And granted, she took the worst of the two. Like, if you're going to do one of those two, I would much rather do the rowing than what she had to do.
Yeah.
But there's other people that had the exact same strategy that we did, and they are all amazing rowers.
Oh.
And of those people, I was fifth. So out of 25 teams, I was the fifth fastest rower.
That's still good.
Which I'm stoked about. Look, a lot of these guys are half my age.
Yeah.
And I use my old man skills, my grit and determination to beat them.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
And grit means what? No, I'm joking.
Anyway, so honestly, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah. I'm proud of you. But
you're also disappointed.
Yeah, you know what they say, 20th. If you ain't first, you're last.
I know.
So you technically were last.
Our team name was Two Wrongs Don't Make a Win. But what our team name should have been is if you're not last, you're first.
Yeah.
Because literally our goal was we didn't want to finish last.
Yeah, that would be funny for the person that lost.
Well, actually, a friend of mine did take last, and he's a good guy. I don't know.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, you're probably also not a listener. So, Chris, we're not going to give you a shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, there was something else I wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
we might have gotten all my hits.
But something I said today, maybe, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, what did you do? Okay. Oh, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you were telling us the story. We're at dinner. You're telling us the story, and you said, "Yeah, last Christmas time."
We were talking about. Wait, what were?
I can't remember what we were talking about, but you said
we were talking about Thanksgiving.
It was Thanksgiving. You said, "Yeah, last Thanksgiving I was making ramen, and then I crashed on my bike." And so we were like, "Wait a second! Like, do you have like a portable cooking device?" And for some reason, you're like, I'm going to ride to my friend's house. I'm going to bring a portable stove and make some ramen as I'm riding over there.
No, that's not what happened.
But it is what you said.
Well, I thought you guys knew that I would make ramen, and then after I ate the ramen, I would ride my bike.
Like, why would you combine? I was eating eggs for breakfast, and then I hit my head on the wall. What?
It was a good day.
In your mind, it all made sense, and in those of us who were hearing it, it was just like this, like what, like, I was riding my bike and I was making ramen, then I crashed my bike. I'm like,
and I found it was a pokey bush. It was a pokey.
Then I was thinking like were you riding your bike in the house? Like that's the other, like at first I was like, wait, what? Like, and then I was like, I was so confused, and even I still am confused.
So basically. So I made ramen. So I wake up, eat breakfast, do a little bit, and then basically...
Wait, do a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, was that Mr. Biden?
I just basically do like my day-to-day stuff or whatever. Okay, then it's lunchtime, so I'm riding my bike outside. Okay, then I'll come back inside, make ramen. Okay, eat ramen. Then I go back outside. I'm riding my bike, and I tip over and fall in this pokey bush.
But what does that have to do with ramen? Did like the ramen cause you to lose your balance?
It's just like part of the story. Like
it's not part of the story. The story would be I was riding my bike, then I fell in the bush, and then you could put details together around the incidents. You could say like, you know, I was riding. You could say I was riding my bike on like these punk teenagers. They threw some ramen at me, and then I fell into a pokey bush. But you just fell into a bush, and like, does ramen cause you to lose your balance?
No, it's like saying I just had diarrhea, and not saying that you ate Taco Bell before that.
But those two go together. Right, Taco Bell and diarrhea, those go together.
It's like socks and shoes, like PB&J, and like ramen and falling in bushes. There are times in my life that I'm like, yeah, you're probably gonna have to live with me the rest of your life, and this is one of those times. If my
like I might need to go get you like in a special school. I don't know.
If my if my racing career doesn't work out, I could be a comedian.
Let me try. It's not going to work out. Okay? If you're crashing into a pokey bush after eating ramen, I don't know what you think's going to happen when you're going 200 miles an hour on an overcorrect.
Just don't eat ramen before you go racing.
It's like race day, like. Sir, we have a special race meal for you. It's the ramen of the top.
And I'm like, ooh, and then I'm like, he goes like, is this ramen? It's like, yes, I throw it across the room.
Like, how am I supposed to drive? How am I supposed to drive?
and then after I like making myself throw up, and I'm like, sir, what do you do? It's like, I can't drive.
It's like that's your kryptonite.
Yeah.
Sir, are you drunk? No, I had ramen.
And it's like, it reminds me of Ricky Bobby when he's like, after his first race, he's like, the car, and he's like moving his hand.
I don't really know what to do with my hands right now.
just leave it at your side. He's like, okay. Well, so I was going really fast, and he's like, keeps on moving his hands up.
He's whispering in the microphone. All right, so we had, as we mentioned earlier today, we had Grandpa Mike over for his birthday dinner. We kind of put Grandma Debbie on the spot, and we said, hey, have you been listening to your grandson's podcast?
And if you listen to this podcast, we will give you a shout out.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out. But anyway, so when we asked your grandma if she's listening to her grandson's podcast, like I think of, there's nothing I love in this world right now more than grandbaby Eliza. And if she had a podcast, even if her just crying, I would listen to it.
Her just crying?
Because it's baby Eliza. I love her. So,
I thought you were talking about grandma. I was like, if grandma had a podcast of her just crying, I was like...
No. So your grandmother, who I'm assuming loves you...
Yeah, she does.
What was her listenership of this podcast like?
She hasn't been listening recently, but she listened before.
But what was her excuse as to why she hasn't been listening?
I don't know.
She said, I've been traveling.
Oh.
Now, I didn't realize you could only listen to this podcast in the 702 area code.
Whoa. 702 area code.
That's the Southern Nevada, even though you have a weird area code on your phone.
Yeah.
You got,
where did I get my phone
You have
from?
like an Arizona area code. I don't know. I don't know why.
It's like funny. You finish your story. I have something to tell.
I'm just saying. Anyway.
No. You finish.
No, my story's about done. Go ahead.
Okay.
The end.
So, yeah. But basically, so recently I've been getting these calls and texts or whatever, and it's like, hey, whatever, or like, hey, Tony, this is Cecile from your business or whatever, and they're like leaving me voicemails, and they're like giving me tasks to do, and I'm like, okay, I'll get on that.
Oh man, this guy's gonna lose his job. You said you were on time. Yeah, I'll have it by tomorrow morning.
Are you sure it's a big project? Oh, I'll stay up all night. anything for the business.
That's right. Don't worry, I outsourced most of my work to India. All right, so Grandpa Mike's birthday was a little while ago. We had him over for dinner. We're singing happy birthday. Did we talk about how I hate singing happy birthday to people, and I hate having happy birthday sung to me?
No.
I hate it.
Wow.
If we never sing happy birthday to me the rest of my life, I'll be okay with it. Like, to me, it's just awkward. That's me. This is a me thing.
I feel like it's like singing is awkward. And it's weird, even weirder when it's a special day, and then people just randomly pull up and they like turn off all the lights. Let's give them this fiery plate and let's sing to them. So kind of a weird tradition in America.
When my dad turned, well, it's not just America; it's a lot of places. But
what?
When my dad turned 40, my mom was throwing a surprise party for him. Mm-hmm. And she said, hey, everybody come dressed up like Steve. And so it's funny because at the time he would always wear glasses and he had a mustache. Like he looked like Ned Flanders.
Oh.
And so everybody was going and getting those glasses with the fake nose and the mustache.
Yeah.
And so literally, like, people are like, what is going on? We are sold out of these. Like, people are driving all over town to get these things.
Yeah.
And so my dad caught wind of the party somehow. And so my mom said, yeah, we're having a surprise party. And so my dad goes, well, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to shave my mustache.
Oh.
And so his whole life, my whole life, I'd known him as having a mustache.
No.
And so he shaves his mustache. And then as people are coming in, they're not recognizing that it's him.
What?
And they're like, oh, are you his brother? Oh my gosh, you guys look so similar. And he's just loving it. Anyway, his mom ordered a singing telegram.
Yeah.
And so this guy comes dressed in a monkey suit.
Oh.
Like a gorilla costume.
Yeah.
And is singing songs. And it's just awkward. It's just weird.
That's
the purpose of that story. It's just
how
weird.
low do you have to go to be able to be a singing telegram?
But some people love it. Like I love going to, like, I love music and I love hearing people sing. But if it was like a one-on-one, like I don't know if I like that as much.
Yeah, it's like, I'm with you on that.
So one of the things that Grandpa Mike will always do at anybody's birthday, they blow out the you make your wish, you blow out the candles. He will always then put a hand on his heart as if he's having a heart attack and pretend that he's dying. As if the person's whose birthday it is, as if their wish was for him to die.
Oh, that's a good one.
And so that's why I did that for him tonight after he blew out his candles.
Yeah.
Although I do think he might wish death on me at times.
I thought, like, when you said put your hand on the heart, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and like the
I pledge allegiance
to the flag. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good part.
It was a good part. That's all I have. Did you watch any movies lately?
Did I?
This is a podcast. We don't review movies on this podcast.
I don't know. I don't think I did.
Renee and I started watching a show that was good, but I don't know if we're going to get through it all.
Okay, there's a movie I want to see, but it's rated R.
No.
Makes
things tough in life.
It's like a it's so what Saturday Night Live is?
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Okay, but basically this movie is about the 90 minutes leading up to the first episode of Saturday Night Live, and apparently like a ton of stuff was going wrong or something. And I was like, "What? That's crazy." I didn't I didn't really expect that. And I was watching the trailer and it's pretty good.
Okay, well, we'll have to take a look at it, but we typically don't. I don't like watching stuff that's garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about garbage, but
like close to it.
We don't like nudity. We don't like, aggressive language and unnecessary violence.
Yeah, me too.
You just like necessary violence.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's a movie we went to, but I think we've already talked about it. Renee and I went to some movie where it talked about the COVID vaccine. It was like, whoa, all right.
Wait, what was it?
So I had 3 parts to it. The first one is people that had serious medical issues after getting the vaccine. The second part was people that had gotten COVID and how they ended up dying in the hospitals and how they were treated. And then the third part...
Wait, how do they treat them?
So keep in mind it was COVID, right? So like say I got really sick or Grandpa Mike gets really sick and goes to the hospital. Well, Debbie can't go in there with them or Renee can't go in there with me. And so I'm super sick and at times like they'd be like, hey, I don't want this medicine, but then all of a sudden they're just giving you this medicine without your consent.
Oh.
Or like and nurses, hats off to nurses, they do the best that they can, and doctors, they do the best that they can. But if there's not somebody advocating for my care, sometimes stuff it slips through the cracks. Yeah. And so they might not have given me the right medicine because I can't be there to check on it or whatever. I mean, accidents happen all the time. And so anyway, there was a medicine that they were giving out in the hospitals for people that had COVID called remdesivir. Yeah. And the staff started saying, when they give it to the patients, they would say, we're going to give him run, death is near, like a play on the words. Oh. And so it was interesting where, now look, it was a incredibly one-sided, very biased movie. Yeah. In that their angle was the COVID vaccine is terrible and vaccines in general are, there's a lot of problems with them and stuff like that. Yeah. And so there was to me, do all the interviews that they did, but you got to tell the other side of the story, right? Yeah. You have to have a counter to it. You can't just have a one-sided argument. Anyway, so it was a limited showing. We went and saw it. It was interesting.
What was the third part?
The third part was more like talking to the people who survived, like the family. Some of it was family members that survived. I can't remember all of what the third part was. It was it was interesting. It's definitely one of those things that it makes you think, twice before we're just going to put a needle in your arm and say, oh, I think this is better. I mean, so I don't know. We haven't talked about this. Addison, when she took baby Eliza in for like her 1 month checkup, they said, hey, we're just giving, Pfizer is doing a study, or maybe it's Johnson & Johnson, one of those big ones. They're doing a study, and we'd like to know if you'd like to have your baby be a part of it. We'll give you $1,000, but we need to give her these shots.
No.
And Addison, I mean, poor college student thinking, oh, maybe that could be.
No. $1,000 for a baby, bro?
Yeah. No, and that's, again, it's like you don't know what the side effects could be. And so it's like, no, I'm not going to be the test dummy on this. And so she said no. It's
like you saying, okay, Jonathan, I'm going to, my day and age, okay, I can think for myself.
Can you? Anyway.
Can I?
Yes, you can think for yourself, Jonathan.
Okay. But, it's like you saying, okay, I'm going to give you to the hospital for a little bit.
So again, they were not giving him. It's just like the test was like, hey, we're going to give this baby some vaccines that are untested, like unproven. It's like, no, my baby. It's not a test dummy. Like, no.
Yeah, it's like I carried the baby in my belly for months.
When they were saying like, hey, if she has to go to the hospital for anything or she has to go to the doctor, then we'll pay you more money for the inconvenience. It's like, well, no, absolutely not. So. Yeah. I mean, look,
if it had made it $2,000, I might do it.
Part of me, the older I get, I've become a much bigger conspiracy theorist. And I know a lot of people will talk about, RFK and they think that he's a wackadoo or whatever, but it's just interesting because RFK has wanted to have lots of debates with people and they just refuse to debate him. And so to me, I'd say just have the debate. Look, if he's an idiot, then prove him wrong with what you got. And the problem I think we have a lot of times, like in the political world, a lot of the problems we have is we don't have dialogue. We just dig our heels in and we refuse to listen to the other side. And so I listened to a book that RFK wrote, and I went in, all you kids got vaccines and things like that. But coming out of it, I'm like, oof, if I had a kid right now, I'd be very hesitant with the vaccines that I would give them.
Yeah. So. I remember somebody saying something about JFK, and he was shot twice, but the guy that was shooting him had a bolt action, and he can't rack it fast enough. It was like bang bang, and you can't rack it fast enough.
So there's this huge conspiracy. There had to be two shooters. Yeah. And who killed Kennedy? It's this big question, all this kind of stuff. So this is, for the end of a podcast, there's no way we're going to tackle this topic. And without you having more knowledge on it, there's no way we can have an intelligent conversation on it.
Well, we should end off with a funny note. Hot takes.
Give us your hot take, brother.
Capri Suns are super good.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious right now?
Yes.
Dude, those things are poison.
Poisonally delicious.
No, they're terrible.
If I was going to die by poison, I would like that Capri Sun.
Well, if you keep drinking it, you're probably going to die. So just so you know, you're going to get a cancer of some sort. Because they put dyes in those. There's probably red dye 40 and that stuff. It's terrible.
Really.
So
a Capri Sun is clear.
I'm just telling you, what
you're drinking
clearly
delicious.
Clearly cancerous. Clearly terrible for you. Clearly disgusting. Clearly the worst hot take ever.
Have you even had a Capri Sun?
Yeah, I have. And guess what?
It was delicious.
And even the way that they design their pouches, like how you have to sneaky put it in there.
Even awesome.
Why do you make it so hard? How many times have you put in you go to the Capri Sun and you go through all the way, you go the wrong way?
No, never. I've surgery precision,
No, dude, Capri Suns are nasty. My hot take is if you are at a dinner table with your son and you inadvertently fart, your son better take the bullet for you and be like, my bad. All right, thanks for listening.
See you later.